So why your phone right there? On the phone on the key. Oh yeah, you hot now. You hot.
Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome to Testimony Tuesday.
Welcome.
It has been a minute since we've been on.
It has. It really has.
It's been 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Since we've been on last.
Yeah.
Um,
Testimony's building up.
Yes. We want to start out because we have had some untimely deaths in the family, and so we want to start out. There are different families that are experiencing grief right now, with ours being included. And so back in, was it September? I think it was September. We did a live with my sister-in-law, Angel, and she came on and she talked about her cancer, her cancer journey, and it was stage 4, and how the Lord had kept her for
stage 4 for the second time,
right?
Wow. Yeah,
for 6 years, like the Lord literally kept her. And so she, people like to say she lost the battle, but I feel like she won the battle. Because she definitely won. Because there's I heard this preacher preaching his mom's funeral, and he said that the Lord told him either she was going to be healed or she was going to be healed. The answer was always yes. And so for Angel, she was healed. And I remember the week that she transitioned on Sunday. That Tuesday, she sat in that hospital bed and said, "The Lord just healed me." And I remember that. And so just so many fond memories, and we love her so much. So please keep her children, Dominique and
Harris and the Lewis family.
Yes, Dominique and Jason and the rest of her siblings and nieces, nephews, cousins, everybody. Keep the family, like you said, the Lewis and the Harris family in your prayers. And then this week, June also lost his Aunt Queen. And so Miss Lewis's sister transitioned, and I remember when we went to see her in the hospital a few weeks ago, and I just remember her sitting in the hospital bed quoting scriptures. I mean, just word for word. And I was just so amazed and so in awe with her being able to recite all of those scriptures back to back. And so it was just an amazing moment. So please keep Bonnie, Connie, and Joy in your prayers, as well as the grandchildren and sisters and cousins and nieces, nephews, all of them. Keep them in your prayer. Hello, Miss Lynn Woods, Tanya. Hey, Corey. Yes. Hey, Roslyn. Hey, Amber.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Miss Letha. Thank you all for joining us on today. Thank you all for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for joining us again. If you can, hit like, share, tag. Am I saying it right? All of that. Let somebody else know. Because we have a powerful testimony on today.
We do.
So
I've been waiting for this one.
You've been waiting.
No, you ain't.
Because people just don't know your story. You can see people, you can walk around with people, and you have no idea what they have been through or what they actually could be going through at the moment. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Tammy. You just never know. Hey, Mr. Jason.
Oh, that's city councilman.
Yes. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And so you never know a person's story. And so, CJ, I can imagine people see you all around town all the time, but they just have no clue the things that you have been through. And so there are many testimonies that you can tell on today. And let me do an introduction before I even go into all of this. So guys, we are going to tell you about Mr. Charles Turrentine Jr. He is best known as CJ, though. That's what everyone calls him. See? We call you CJ.
No, I'm just saying C as in
Oh, okay.
yes.
Okay. So he is married to. I just think she is absolutely the sweetest woman ever.
Oh, she's smooth.
Oh, I
Very
just love
smooth.
her. Waukesha Turrentine. She is, and y'all been married 17 years.
Wow.
17 years.
Okay.
Wow.
2005.
My God. Is
Yeah.
that good?
Yeah.
Man,
And such a
that's
keeper.
what's up.
They have two wonderful children, Kyra and Langston. You know, I always tell this story, but Langston and Chase would have been the same age.
Right.
And so I remember being in the hospital, not in the hospital, in the doctor's office with Waukesha.
Y'all were going at the
Same time.
Yep.
And I always look at Langston to say, this is what Chase would look like at this moment as far as his size. And I often look to say, oh, this is what he would be doing now. So he'd be in middle school or, just different things like that. I always
Playing
look at
basketball.
Langston playing basketball, like his brother
Like,
Makai, or different things like that.
Yeah.
So Langston is my go-to. And so he attends Davis Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, where his father, Pastor Charles Turrentine
Turrentine
Sr., is the
Senior.
pastor, and First Lady Turrentine, who we
First
love
Lady
so much
Turrentine.
as
Yes, we
well. And so we're going to jump right in, CJ. We're going to jump right in. And though there are many testimonies, hey, Jennifer, hey, Miss Ruth, hey, Mickey. And am I saying this right? It says Stop Love. Hey, baby. So there are so many testimonies that you probably could tell, but we want you to go to August the 3rd, 2010. Now, before this date, how was life before this date that just changed your life forever? So how was life before that?
Yeah, tell us about the plans that you had. And,
Oh man, listen. Prior to August the 3rd, 2010, that was 3 days after my birthday. I was working at the dealership then, Banish Ford.
Mm-hmm. Over there with Keith.
Yeah. Hey, look, shout out to Orlando Merrill, man. Look, that guy taught me a lot in the car business. I mean, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He showed me a lot of stuff. I made a ton of money fooling with him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. So life was going. I had just finished celebrating a birthday. I can remember that like it was yesterday. I was at my uncle's house, James Larry on Champion Street.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking about, you know what I'm saying, you getting older, nephew, we're celebrating. And I think Monk was there, even Reggie. We were out there just talking, celebrating that birthday. Then August 3rd came and my life changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So August the 3rd comes. Take us to, hey, Tramico, take us to August the 3rd.
August 3rd, I took off because I'm in the military then.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm in the Guard because we had just got back from Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
congratulations.
Thank
Thank you. I'm saying congratulations, but thank you for your service. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of my life I had to go through. I didn't sign up to go to war. I signed up because I won't go into college because I had to go to college to go to work.
Right.
So I still wanted to, you know what I'm saying, enjoy life. So I had to go to, you know what I'm saying, sign up for the military. They kept paying out money.
Right.
Then when 9/11 hit, that changed. So I went to Iraq. So can fast forward, August 3rd, I got out of Iraq, whatever. I'm going now on our GI Bill to get money to go to carry me to school. I want to be a funeral director.
Wow.
That was the plan. I was doing my apprenticeship, going to start my classes through Fayetteville Tech, Community College. They were packed, so they sent me to take my placement test at Johnston County Community College. 581, we going to Kenley, going to Johnston County.
So who was with you?
Me and my wife, me and Waukesha. We done rode down that morning early, took the test. I'm headed back. I remember walking out of the school, and Waukesha, she was in the truck. She done been in the truck while I was in there taking the placement test. She was like, I'm hungry. I said, okay, we go get some gas and we go get some eat. I think we went and got something to eat or whatever. I went and stopped to get some gas. We're heading back down 581 to Henderson. And That's all I remember from August.
Wow.
Until I can think now, September.
A whole month.
Yeah.
So let's get your mom on the phone.
Oh, let me give her a holler.
Yes. So
Lord have mercy.
Hey, Anthony. Evangelist Turrentine. So we're going to call Evangelist Turrentine because from what you remember, like you don't know what happened.
No, I don't.
And so something major happens and
Hey, Mark, you gotta cut computer TV down or whatever you got. Cut all that down. You got this.
Thank you.
All right, yes, ma'am.
Hello, Evangelist Turrentine.
Good evening.
Hello. How you all doing?
We are good. Welcome to Testimony Tuesday. So now, from what CJ remembers, he just remembers heading down the highway. Take us to when you get a phone call.
The phone, it went out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can.
Take us to when you get a phone call.
We received that phone call that we need to get to the hospital. And I said, get to the hospital for what? They kept saying, CJ Waukesha, what? We had got the children. I went and picked the children up. And I called my husband. He was working at that time for food products. So I called him and told him that we got a phone call said we need to get to the hospital. Something was going on with CJ Waukesha. But they would never tell me what was going on with them. So we got the children. My husband said, I'm on my way. I'll be done in a little bit. So he came home, got on the car, and then we received a phone call from the doctor, from the hospital saying that you need to get to the hospital immediately. It's an emergency, your son.
My
and
God.
I said, okay, give me a minute. We got to pray first before we do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we started praying and we began to call some prayer warriors and we know that could get a prayer through. And then we got another phone call, so y'all need to get here now. And we went to the house and we kept looking, where's Waukesha CJ at? They're not home. We know I have a key to the house and went through the house. And then we was on the way to the hospital and we got another phone call. Where y'all at? Y'all need to hurry up and get here. It's not looking good.
My God.
I know good well you have not brought my son. You promised me he's going to take him through the army in Iraq and you was not going to bring him back home for 18 Willikin.
Jesus.
So we went to the hospital and my sister met us out front. And she said, CJ is CJ. I said, what happened? What's wrong with CJ? She said that an 18-wheeler had hit them. I went, what? And we got in, we went in the hospital. CJ was laying back in the emergency room with tubes running all out of him everywhere.
Jesus.
And the doctor finally came in and he said, Mr. Turrentine, it don't look good. 18-wheeler hit your son and he has brain trauma.
Wow.
When he got what? And he said he has brain trauma. So we called, before we got to the hospital, prayer warriors met us at the hospital. And I said, where's Waukesha? We had to life flight CJ to Wake Med. And Waukesha's down in Pitt County. So we get on the phone and our son-in-law's parents, they're down in that area. So they was down there with Waukesha until her mom could get there. CJ was in the hospital and they had to put him in an induced coma to try to keep him still because they said the trauma that was going on his brain was so severe. And they said he had swelling there. And they said the next 24 hours is most critical. It'll determine whether he will live or what. I said, well, that's no problem because I know that he's going to live.
Yes.
I believe God. And so we went on, we stayed there at the hospital. A couple of days, we would, go and validate our parking ticket the first couple of days. And the next, I think we had one for about 2 days. what they gave us at the hospital. And we went the next day. I said, okay, God, this is 2 days. I think they gave us about 6 more days on that parking ticket had to be validated. I said, okay, God, on this last day of this parking validation, we're going to believe, God, that our son's going to walk out of this hospital. And on that last day of that parking, I think it was 13 days, that on that last day, they called us, say, CJ is coming home.
My God.
Wow.
We called Waukesha, check on her to make sure she was good. And Waukesha, all she could say was CJ. And I thank God for Apostle Mars at that time. That was the lady that had seen the accident. Her and her husband think they was on their way to Florida. She said she saw the 18-wheeler coming down the road and said it was flying like he wasn't even going to stop. And she said she just hollered, Lord have mercy. So the 18-wheeler hit him, and there was no way that she was going to believe that anybody in that wreck was coming out alive. She said, but this was a heaven-sent lady. She said, but she asked God to give me the strength. She said she crawled in that bent-up truck, and she got back there where Waukesha was to be able to minister to her and let her know, okay,
Jesus.
all right. And CJ was outside of the truck. Outside of the truck. Waukesha's side was, the side she was on, the passenger side was mashed all the way in until over on CJ's side of the truck. But I thank God for having a praying daughter and a daughter that knows the voice of God. God spoke to Waukesha, told Waukesha she got sleep and get in the back seat. And she said, okay, CJ, I'm getting in the back seat because I'm like going to sleep. But God did that. She crawled over the seat and got in the back seat. And immediately after she got in the back seat, that's when the 18-wheeler
Jesus
in on her side of the truck. And they said that if she hadn't got in the back seat, they would have been pulling out 2 bodies out of that truck. We went down to see the truck, and the man that owned the record company, he said, Miss Turrentine, you all sure you want to see this truck? And I said, yeah. He said, let me tell you this before I go and show y'all the truck. He said, when we have put in a record like this, we pull bodies out. We don't pull live bodies out.
Jesus.
I know this had to be something higher than what I believe in, to be able to, y'all come and see this truck, and these people are still alive.
Wow.
And to see that truck, it was just, it was something. It really was. And he stayed there, and they put him in that induced coma. He stayed in that coma, and I think for about a week. And we told him, okay, bring him out of the coma. It's time for him. God says it's time for him to come out. But we need to stay in there. Because he was such a big, tall man, it was like they was almost afraid of him. I said, he's just gentle giant. He's not going to hurt anybody. And they said, we do it. Y'all got to be right here. I said, we'll do it because it's time for him to come out. It's time for him to wake up. I said, he's even in induced coma. He was just fidgeting, trying to move, and they said, we've never had anybody in induced coma and they are moving like he is. I said, he's the type of person, he don't be still. He don't like to be still. I said, he wants to wake up. And we told him to bring him out. And we stood there, they brought him out. He looked up, looked around us. And I'm telling you, and they said, well, you all will stay here with him because he's just like, he's just moving like he's agitated or something. I said, no, he won't, trying to come to himself. I said, God is doing something. He's doing something, so he stayed there. And I'm telling you, the way God, Waukesha, as soon as they said, okay, we're going to release you. She said, I'm not going home. I'm going to wake med. Take me to wake med. So she stood up there from the time she got out the week before to the time today was released to CJ. She sit right in that room in a wheelchair with the cast on her leg and what they did with her back, the problems that was going on with her back. She sit right there. She was not going to move. Waukesha wanted to go home, so you can get a bath. No, just bring me what I need. I'm going to stay right here. She stayed up there.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, if God didn't do something in the midst of what happened, what the devil meant for bad, God turned it for good. God shifted that young man's brain.
Jesus.
God
yes.
brain to bring him word was that he needed him to. I said, won't God do it? He had to shift the brain to bring him, because I'm telling you, before the accident happened, CJ was out there. Do you hear me?
Yes.
He was out there. And I know that this was God, because my prayer was, God, whatever you got to do to bring him to where you need him to be, that's what you do.
Jesus.
And he allowed the 18-wheeler, but the 18-wheeler, it couldn't kill him.
Good
because
God.
God had a hand in it. And to hear that, the tongues, people coming from everywhere came to visit him that didn't even know him, and the tongues of that man was speaking. My God. And people was just amazed, just standing with the mouth open. And everybody that came to the hospital, they told me how blessed they was just to be in the presence of him and Waukesha and all what they're going through. And God gave him a word that said, I think they come out with a movie, but they had never seen the movie Fireproof.
Wow.
That God gave them fireproof. He would look at Waukesha from the hospital bed. Waukesha, fireproof. I kept saying, what is fireproof? And then later after we came home, we saw the movie Fireproof. That God was telling them that's what they were, fireproof.
Jesus.
All what they had been through, fireproof.
My God.
God brought them home, and I came home with both of them up there at the house as their caretaker.
Jesus.
Yeah, my mom was there. Like,
wow.
My mom, like, I can remember after I got out of the hospital from that, the whole time in the hospital, my collarbone was broke, so I couldn't even move because the passenger seat came and collided with me and broke my collarbone in half.
Wow.
So I got like a rod and like 10 screws on a collarbone.
Yeah.
Even now. So when that wore off, we had to come back to the hospital. I think it was like in September. And the doctor was like, man, I'm like, Mom, what is this man doing? Are you the surgeon? I asked him, like, how old are you? Because he's sitting there, so I can't believe you here. What you mean you can't believe I'm here? I remember when you came in, because he was at the hospital. He's like, hey, you in here walking in my doctor's office.
Wow.
So he did the surgery, whatever. So that night after I had the surgery, the nerve block was off. And I got out the bed at 1 o'clock and I just hollered out. When I hollered out for my mom, and she was there.
Wow.
It was like 2 a.m.
And she was there.
Yeah. Because she was staying at the house.
Wow.
Man.
Good God.
Because she was taking care of me and Waukesha. Because Waukesha couldn't walk because she had a cast on. She was cooking and everything. Like
what
my mama, like
a
my
miracle.
mama real though.
That's what mamas do.
My mama real.
She real.
Wow.
Hey, look. Hey, my mama real.
I know that.
I ain't always agree with her, but at the end of the day, like my mama real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got much respect for my mama.
I said, y'all may get your little tail on your back, but at the end of the day, you got to come back. You got one mama.
I know that's right.
That's right.
I know that's right.
My mama
wow.
made me mad plenty of night or plenty of days, even through school. My mama.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I thank God for my mama.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I remember, and I always think about what a powerful prayer warrior your mom is. And I've just heard just some of the testimonies from prayers that she has done.
Oh yeah.
And how powerful it is. And when I tell you, I just think it's the most amazing thing ever, because I know she has prayed some people through, because I see them on the other side.
Yeah.
And so, Evangelist Turrentine, thank you.
Yes,
thank you for coming and sharing such a powerful testimony. If you want to hear more from Evangelist Turrentine, Davis Chapel doors are open every Sunday. What time is church, CJ?
Well, he's doing it at 10 o'clock now.
10 o'clock. You are welcome to go.
And that's on Facebook Live too, though. My daddy, he got y'all. He can Facebook Live.
All right. So, and you can watch it Facebook Live. Yeah. So, Evangelist Turrentine, thank you so much. We love you.
Yes, we do.
Love you all too. Y'all have a blessed night.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
And you know, I remember two things about that situation, man. I remember coming to see you in Wake Med, and I remember it being, you know, I can say it now because I don't work around there no more.
Yeah.
But it's like during the time that it was like visiting hours was not, it was in between visiting hours.
Gotcha.
But because I was working and I had access,
Gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? So
That's
I just
dope,
came on through. So I was making deliveries is what I was doing.
After I was hitting holler.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I was making a delivery, so I knew the nurse. I was like, you know, can I, you know, she was like, yeah, sure. So I went over and it was looking tough.
Hey, man,
it really shook me. It did. It really shook me, man. And
hey, look, I've heard that story like from several of my homeboys. Like they came up and like they were like in tears because I don't remember.
Yeah.
And like they used to tell me like, man, like my boy Lindsay was in tears, boo-hoo and snot running and all that. That's what they told me.
Yeah.
Because that was like just my brother.
Yeah.
And see me, they said I was in bad shape.
Yeah.
I can remember that I had a feeding tube because I remember ripping it out. I still got a scar. And that's when they strapped me to the bed. I'm like, what the world going on? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The catheter and all that. Because I was I guess in so much trauma.
Yeah.
I was trying to pull the catheter out and all that.
Yeah.
So they had to strap me.
It was looking pretty rough, man. That was one of the things that I remember, you know, and as bad as it looked, now I was able to muster up a prayer because I've been in a situation where I really didn't know how to pray. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
And that was one of the situations like I just don't know how, you know, I'm looking at this situation, it doesn't look good, you know, but I still believe God, but I just don't know how to talk to God right now about I'm standing in this situation. Anyway, to God be the glory that He brought you through. That was the first one thing that I remember. And the second thing that I remember was when you came home. The service at Davis Chapel.
Yes.
Armand.
Dance.
He did the dance,
yes. Man, when I tell you he did that, he came in. I didn't know what he was getting ready to do. But when the music started, they started with the
way
sound.
he choreographed that baby.
Yes. They started with the sound of the 911 and all that kind of stuff. And they pushed him down in the wheelchair.
Yep.
And when I say he did that, I'll never forget it.
Man,
yo, you gotta
shout out to Armand.
Hey, but
no.
Think about it though. Armand was doing that before it really got famous.
Right.
Yeah.
He played it, cut it, edited it, and all that to put it on the CD.
Shout out to Armand. I'm telling you, that,
he
I'll
did
never
that.
forget that.
I won't forget it either.
I won't forget
that
it.
Brought back tears.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he did something like that too with the cheerleading competition.
Yeah.
With that
Armand crazy too though.
Yeah. But guess what? It's effective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What he did, man, was so effective.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's engrafted in my mind. I won't forget it.
Hey, I appreciate the prayers though, bro.
Absolutely.
You know, I knew the story. It's just like hearing it again years later, like we were there, you know, we know the story, but just hearing it again is like, good God. That was powerful.
Yeah, and actually, you know, we had as far as I can remember, we had formed a bond after November the 9th, 2009. Because I knew you know what I'm saying? But after that date, it was like, you know what I'm saying? And that was like a year later.
Yep.
And so the bond was there.
That's when you say when you had a situation and you had nothing to say.
Yeah.
Like when that happened with y'all, I ain't have nothing to say. All I knew I could just be there.
And the ministry of presence.
That's what matters.
And not only were you there, but you were there
in the
like working, like you were, you know, it was raining, your shoes.
And you still owe me for them shoes.
It's my sister that owe you for them shoes.
Definitely your sister.
Yeah, not me, Tasha. Yeah, she up there too. That's who owe you for them shoes. Remember that.
Rockport, matter of fact. Rockport, yeah.
Rockport's Tasha.
Yeah. But because of that, man, that, you know, I just felt like I was like invested emotionally, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the friendship, you know what I'm saying, the relationship. And I'm like, man, you know, and like I said, that wasn't the first time, because like I said, I was in Wake Med daily, you know, for hours. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whenever I wasn't on, I think it was second floor, whatever, whenever I wasn't there on that floor, I just made a special trip, you know, like I'm doing something. I come in there. Yeah, but God did it, bro.
He did it. God did it. Tell us how that has changed your life. Like, we glorify God in it all. Tell us how it has changed your life now.
I think it made me look at life different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I made it through Iraq. I had a bunch of homeboys that didn't make it back. Then the 18 bullet come. I made it through that. Through the year of physical therapy. You know what I'm saying? All they having to learn how to walk, you know what I'm saying, properly, right. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But so I made it through that. I look at it now like you can't judge anybody because you don't know what they got going on because it always can be worse.
It always can be worse.
Absolutely. So when I say to people, look, I can't cry, like literally, I cannot cry.
Mm-hmm.
For what? When my mama and y'all were crying, and I'm still here, we can talk about it. I can't cry.
I tell you what, because it could be worse. It sure wasn't enough tears so that you didn't have to.
And I appreciate it. Like,
yeah, you're a trooper, boy.
I think I look at life like it's life. We ain't got no control of it. So if it do happen and you can muster up enough to yet go on, smile about it.
It's true.
Glorilla came up with a new song. What is it? No, Tomorrow. And she got a line in there where that's why I love Tomorrow because the sun will always come out or something like that. That's why I love Tomorrow because the sun will come out tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
Think about it. But like when you actually listen to that, that's like a message. Like
somebody told me her name was Glory. Hallelujah.
Really?
Is that real?
I believe so. But
somebody told me that.
Wow. Because I think they might have been in church, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because 9 out of 10 people been in church. Yeah. Ain't too many people that ain't been in church.
Right.
It's true.
It just so happened that I was raised in church. So I done seen all that. So now, after all that 2010 in my life, I get to see, now I got grown, I can see the other side of it. I got understanding. God blessed me with wisdom to make their own conscious decision of what to do and what not to do. Because of my mom and my dad raised me enough to do what's right. So now I can figure it out on my own.
Right.
To God be the glory. Yes. What a testimony.
Yes.
Man, CJ, you got purpose. I always say, you know, the Lord has you here for a purpose. I always tell people that you never know a person's story. And that's why it's always important to never judge a book by its cover.
You can't do it.
And so you know, just no matter what, you shouldn't judge it anyway. But I'm just saying, like, you just never know. Human nature, right?
You gotta snap out like, oh.
But you just never know what people have gone through. Yeah. You never know what they could be going through at the moment. And so, you know, to God be the glory. Oh, he literally, that is a testimony. Yeah. And I believe that he has you here for a purpose. Now, I saw where Quinn Sharon.
Yeah, Black Magic. What's that?
Is that his name? Okay. And so I saw where he had put up here. Now that was a moment of clarity.
Most definitely.
So
MOC.
Now, you know, I probably should be embarrassed about this because you get me about this.
Every time.
You know, I always thought. Right. So I'm telling him I want a purple and green shirt with emoji on the front.
It can't be that.
Because that's what I thought it was. I thought it was emoji. But it's MOC.
Moment of clarity.
Moment of clarity. So for those who did not know, that is what it stands for. Because I know I am just not the only one that thought it was emoji. Too. I got a shirt. Okay, I should have worn it today.
You could.
I should have worn it today.
Next time you gotta wear it.
I gotta wear it. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh wow!
I got a shirt,
okay.
And mine is custom. Well, I feel like it's custom made because it's purple and green.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you know, where people can find you and what you're doing now. Because you have a podcast or a live?
We have a podcast. Moment of Clarity podcast. That's Black Man with Quinn Sharon, Frank, DY, them boys, and they're doing it. And they're we're in Henderson, but we want to bring positive energy. I want to put a spotlight on the people that are actually doing good, or their name is out, and we're trying to keep up with like the current events, the current trends and all that. We talk about all that.
Okay.
Doing the game shows, whatever. We get also get inspiring people on there. So
Yeah.
you might get a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Sit on our couch.
All right.
And we can talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
But I mean, it's moment of clarity. Like,
yeah.
I thank y'all for my time with moment of clarity. Even my mom's moment of clarity.
Yes. I love her. I'm telling you, back when I first met your sister, and she would like talk about your mom all the time, and then I would see it in action.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, like you know, just amazing, just powerful.
My mama, she real though.
Yeah. So
but we can't forget my daddy too, cause like my dad.
Oh yes,
like,
yes, absolutely.
He's smooth with it. Like,
he is, and I love him too.
Yeah.
I love him too. They are just to me a power couple. And when I look at them, it's just so inspiring to me, you know. And I look, they had their anniversary. I think they were sitting on a plane or something, going somewhere. You know, I love it. I just absolutely love it.
They got 50 years when they come up. Did you?
Good, really?
Yeah, I can't even fathom that, but I can. But that's
that is so God.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, why we got to do it?
Yes.
Just
yes.
Y'all got some great examples, man.
Absolutely.
We definitely,
great examples.
I appreciate my family, man. All of them. Kanika, Aisha.
Yes. Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
All of them.
Yeah.
Uncle Fitz.
That's right.
Brother-in-law, John.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And my kids, Waukesha, Kyra, Mason.
That's right. Your whole family is such a blessing.
We did those.
Yeah.
The Turrentine.
Yeah, special shout out to Waukesha. She would have been here tonight, but she's in class.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say for the record that Mickey thought it was emoji as well, so I was not the only one. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you.
Don't do that ever again, Mickey.
Guys, we thank you all for joining us on tonight. Thank you, CJ. What a power! I mean, that literally people were. You have to go back and read the comments because some were saying, "I'm in chill." Like I got chills. Like it was so powerful, and how good God is and how powerful it is, and that's God. Mario is up here. Hey Mario.
Hey, what's happening,
Mario? Hey Wendy.
Hey Mario, he lit with it though.
It's hey Patrick.
You introduced them to.
Hey Miss Greenway. Hey Clay.
Tell them when and where they can catch.
Oh
yeah, moment of clarity.
How they can support like with the
I got you with the. Hey look, we're actually doing a rebranding process right now. We finna get a website going up, and it'll be up in the next month.
Okay.
We've been saying it, but we on our third year now. We finna go do some stuff.
Yes.
We gonna do it. Either Henderson gonna get with it or we going on past.
Okay.
We gonna do it.
Yes.
And then y'all can catch them on the back end.
Yes,
So moment of clarity. We got a YouTube channel, Facebook, MOC Coaches on Instagram.
Gotcha.
MOC Coaches, Moment of Clarity podcast is on Facebook also. Or any one of us, me, Corn, or Black Magic, just hit us up. Or DY and Frank, and we can get you right. But we also had a website going within the month. And you get all kind of apparel we got going. Hats, shirts, suits, all that.
Okay.
Hey Corey.
That's what's up.
Corey,
what's up, Corey? Yeah, Corey, that's my little brother, man. He called me Chuck. Yeah.
Chuck. Okay. All right.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Miss Mary. Guys, thank you all. I gotta go look at them comments, though. You gotta go look at them because so many people have said so many amazing things. Boss Chick Clark is up here. Hey, love. And so it's just a lot of people. So I'm reading the names. I can't see any faces because hey Ebony, hey Facicia. I can only see names. Yes. But guys, thank you all for joining us on tonight. CJ, hey Sean.
What's up, Sean? I thought she was gonna be up here today.
She usually is up here hiding in the background. Nobody ever sees her. Her and Phyllis are usually up here. I don't know where she is tonight, LaShawn Hawley. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you for joining us. Join us again on next Tuesday. Thank you, Miss Greenway. Thank you all for joining us. Join us next Tuesday for another powerful testimony. We appreciate you joining us on tonight. Like, tag, and share. Share it with somebody because they need to know that God is still healing, delivering, all of that stuff. God is still doing it.
Yep.
Right here, right now, he's still doing it. And CJ is a walking testimony. And so when you see him on the street, you'll understand this ain't just CJ. You're looking at a walking miracle.
And you can have fun doing it.
And you can have fun doing it.
And regardless of what it might look like at the moment, just know that God is still in control.
He's still in control. Because where the doctors didn't think it would be, God said, And so we are so super excited. And I believe my sister's probably trying to tell me something. Okay. All right. So guys, thank you so much. Join us again, like I said, on next Tuesday. And thank you all. We love you all.
Right, bye.
Thank you.
Good night.